Okay, part two. So from like the 50s to the late 80s, early 90s, Mad Magazine published a bunch of paperback books. And like you can see here, this one's super mad, yeah. And what was interesting about them was that they were comics, you know? So I always thought that was really cool. I've always been a huge Mad fan though. I started reading Mad Magazine when I was like 4 years old. It was 1989. And it was my introduction to comedy, like Mad Magazine, The Simpsons, and then a little bit later, Weird Al, Dr. Demento, Monty Python, of course, and so on. Sort of like all conspired to not conspired. What's the word? They all came together in a thing, and they all influenced my sense of humor equally. But yeah, yeah. But there we go. So I mean, and oh, here's a fan fiction that was ghostwritten by Brent Spiner. He has a really good ghostwriter, and I like that he gave her credit at the end of the book too. And it was an entertaining story. I mean, I really enjoy reading it. I've read it several times. I really do love it. Cities of the Red Knight, some late era Burroughs, kind of meh. I mean, at this point, there was just not really a whole lot of his work that was, I don't know. It lacked a certain je ne sais quoi that things like Naked Lunch had, or Junkie. I think I've covered everything now. I think this is it. The only reason that I had to stop the other one was because it did a thing. The camera was about to like stop my recording. I just saw this countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boop. So I had to quickly. Yes, more science fiction, more Chuck Palahniuk. Over here, I have my coffee-stained MFA. Uh, Learn to play piano in 6 weeks or less. I started using this book several years ago. I still use it today, so, bullshit. And here we have like the outdated writer's market, and then underneath that we have it's a cookbook. Uh-huh. Did I even talk about anything else over here? Did I talk about anything else over here before I get to the cool book there? So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, this here, I might have already covered this. I have no clue. I have the memory of a goldfish. I don't know if you can tell, but I actually have the memory of a goldfish. I don't really remember things very well. And it also kind of affects my memory, so I've got like the memory of a goldfish, so I don't really remember things very well. Anyways, so this was one of my favorite comics right here, Wandering Star by Terry Sue Wood. This was one of the comics that I read right when I was starting to get away from like the usual Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Justice League stuff, And it's this really like epic fucking space opera. This is just it's something, man, and I always really enjoyed this. This was one of the things that guided me into non-superhero comics, which was great because I really do enjoy a lot of those like somewhat differently ungrounded and also more grounded, I guess, stories. But don't get me wrong, I do still love Superman. Seriously, he's my favorite. He is. Superman's awesome, okay? I don't care. Everyone hates on him because, he's something or something else. I don't know. I like him, though. He's all about hope, and I like that. So, anyway, that's more or less the thing there by, my thing. My bookcase. I need to actually buy a proper one. I think I mentioned that. I don't know if I've mentioned yet, but I have a really bad memory. So like I've got like the memory of a goldfish. I forget things really, really easily. And on that note, peace and love, folks. Peace and love.